Hello, having one of these hot, unbelievable days. It's just hard to cool off when you try to do like anything early. I think it was like this morning. It was already it didn't cool off overnight. It was like 80 all night, so I might have cooled off to 79. But anyway, so I decided to look up our amendments to our Constitution, and because you're always hearing about the second, and the Second Amendment, and how it has to do with the violent situation. Trying to pull this hair back, it's combed it out, so it's like hot wool. Anyway, so the third one says they place restrictions on quarterly of soldiers in private homes without the owner's consent, prohibited during peacetime. Now, I've been seeing on TV where they do these drug busts and they bust in somebody's house. That's so they are violating our Third Amendment. So, and that's not, and like I sort of skimmed over it, and like which is like a grievous error because like I didn't know so much reading to it. And this heat makes me like exhausted. I was out there because like it was trash day, so I went around like early this morning before sunrise, and and I'm really pissed because um, Rob went and told somebody, oh yeah, well she got stuff over there or whatever. I'm like, anyway, the police. I digress. It's this area is affected so much by having their constitutional rights violated. It reminds me like I was on the bus and I was really just thought I could have a conversation. And sometimes in polite conversation, I don't know these folks, I don't know their names, so I might, don't lie. I didn't really believe my shit. But the bus driver, I'm going there because Social Security, we haven't had a raise. We need a raise. We haven't even been able to keep up. I mean, it's devastating in a lot of ways because I have worked, more than 20 years, you know, and they just take it out automatically, like a credit card. The government is really good at taking the money that their taxes that they need out of your check, out of your paycheck. They got that down pat. So you know, um, so like if people worked into it, surely you're entitled. If they're misappropriating the money to go someplace else, then that's criminal, really. Because like if I'm on a job, I can't misappropriate. Like let's say, let's keep it simple. The business light bills, at that place to pay my mortgage at my house, and then the lights get turned off there, and and I'm looking like I don't have responsibilities, you know, but they're not held to responsibility. But there's something to be said about how the Republicans are behaving, their attitude, and they holler, "Oh, the Second Amendment." Well, I'm saying we need to keep the Third Amendment. We're keeping what the 22nd, where you get paid regardless. But you know what I'm saying, they need to do amendment to that when you simply refuse to do work. But you know what I'm saying. So like you feel like you gotta they have a certain obligation to their lobbyists and not to the citizens of the United States. And they get a lot of money. And they say money, talk to, bullshit walks. But so they're the bullshit walking, and the money's talking to them in their ear every day. And I don't know if that's really the right place because they really stinking up, the whole unity that the United States has, with the government and the people. They're making a bigger divide and separation just by simple fact ignoring the people's needs, so they continue to have food, shelter, and clothing. So that so that's where they're attacking the basics. When there's so many other things that are frivolous that they could go after. If they really wanted to recover money, legalize marijuana. We got a new American industry. We can have mom and pop shops. Hell, I'll get a license. Turn that soil over there. I get tired if I don't keep it mowed all summer. It's hard to keep up with. I wouldn't mind. Like this is a residential area. This used to be a rural area before they annexed it off. You could have chickens and goats and everything. And they were talking about, I guess it's the Chalisa Indians over here. They're like they all left the reservation. This ain't even supposed to be listed as a reservation, but it's a damn reservation nevertheless. Over here by Fuller State Park. And they're saying, oh, well, the last one, they wrecked 4 of them in a car and the other one's moved. They were saying, like, they were darker than me. But, like, the way their their nose probably wasn't broken as many times as people, my nose has been broken 3 times. So, so shit happens. And, but, like, cause that Lorena was here. She's dark skinned. She always says like Cherokee, but in some of them like Cherokee was more like in some cases the way that they would use the word Cherokee was like with a Cherokee I clause, which means like many, and they don't mean like many come together as one, but they meant like you could have a mixture of 1 or 2 tribes. Like when we put that together. Anyway, the way she said things. But you know what I'm saying. Oh, see if I can put this back up there. Yep, it's up there. So, I mean, I can say some words, but I don't know if I know what they mean. But her words are like a lot of the words she used to use. I love to use like roguish and trifling. Like they have a story about like when the white man came, he was like these and thighs. Like they couldn't really talk. They were like let me see. I don't know if I could do it like that. Like a lot of them, they their mothers wasn't communicating with them. Like if you don't like talk to your child, or if you just like hit and yell at your child, some of the child like they'll be like, the ladies over here. They said that they got like they taught them their own language, improved it, because that's what the brown people with the melanin, that's what they had they had an ear for. You know what I'm saying? They were more of a rhythm in their speech like type. Um, um, and, anyway, they were very versed, maybe very more poetic and sometimes lyricists. But anyway, and they also said like that the guy like Newton that's to saying that he got all the songs, or like the church took him. They were saying the church took them all and took all the religious songs out of the natives from the sermons and changed them to change them um to their religious way, like add Jesus in there, substitute certain things, whether it's supposed to be more towards the woman, it's all good to the man. But anyway, I digress. But it just like, but I do see a problem with the police not keeping the Constitution right. And you gotta also understand that in this area that's so oppressed, I fault the schools, I fault the church. Like this guy, he goes to church on Sunday, he comes back, and well, not only him, but to 4 people. like at different times, was telling me like they came right after they came out of church, they're all excited. And they're like, yeah, we can't vote for we're not gonna we're voting for Clinton because we don't want Trump to like win. And I'm like, what about Barry Sanders? They have no clue about Barry Sanders. They don't know what he represents. They don't know what Hillary Clinton represents. They still think this blonde hair looking blue eyed woman is black. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they took it as an insult. Like, just like people don't understand, I take it as an insult. You call me Caucasian or, hey, white girl. I'm like, really? With this nose, you ignorant bitch? Well, anyway, so we're right now at a stage where the Republicans is taking away our constitutional rights as they're screaming for more guns. And I guess what we need to do is, as a black folk, get together in little powwows, get together in what they would call now think tank, and maybe have some have an Indian in there to represent their wants and needs. Have some Hispanics and variety. Cause you got Puerto Ricans, you got Mexicans, having some like the variety of Muslims. I'm sure they come from all different countries, and some just right here born, and etc. And in that have that unity and have that jointness of getting to an understanding that maybe some of our needs can be met as a group. Maybe in these days in a capitalist society, it's all about buying stuff, which means you have money. But maybe we could be more clever. Anyway, I think that we have to have and I just think that we need to have people come together with ideas and sit down and talk, figure out how to act them out. If nothing else with the diabetes, the only thing you could do is maybe have gardens, or have the schools change their diet to gardens, and maybe just more veggies and less starches. We have to protect our constitutional rights.